Hello, this is Steve, Dichroic Glassman. Saturday, January 14th, 2017. Yee-hoo! We made it. Well, working on the grinder project. It's coming along pretty good. I've got my lapidary here. This is called a lap machine, lap wheel. They're magnetic wheels. They are awesome. I gotta clean these wheels off. They really you have to use acetone and keep them clean, and I need to remind myself, put my wheels on the wall, but I'll put a couple hooks here all around. They're magnetic, so they stick on the sides. This is bad to the bone, flat disc grinder for y'all. Well, I do a lot of flat stuff, and of course with the pyramid project that's coming up that you're going to see out of borosilicate, I hope to be making hundreds of these pyramids. Created my little wall here, my little enclosure, put it in with some nice little sanded strips. I don't care if this stuff gets on there. This stuff is this can leave. It doesn't matter. I can always make more. But this, I prefer to lock it in. So I'll put another one across, and then this panel here is gluing up. It'll cover that crack. I had to make use of that piece. That's as big as it was. It was already plywood wise, it was already there, so hey, it'll fit in the corner, nice trim, good to go, all the way down to the floor. So all the way around here will be nice and waterproof, so water splashing's not going to corrode, junk up my spot. I really like having order, and this is going to really be nice. Now its exhaust is over here on this side, and it's going to come down underneath and come back and circulate underneath my grinder station. Check it out already. So here's what I got. I nailed in screwed in with a strip. I'll finish that out and then across. But I wanted to give you an idea, a sense of how this is going to work. I'm going to have to put more support in there because this will just cave in. There's nothing in there to hold it up. That's not going to hold a grinder. But I'm going to put slats across this about every 2 inches or thereabouts. And it will not be 2x4s. It's going to be a lighter gauged wood. And that's going to keep a nice firm surface. And then of course with the holes, it's going to junk up. The wood underneath here just junks up full of the grinder paste and the dust. You know how that goes, as most of you have experienced before. And underneath here, I will run in fact, I can run the pan just right here underneath the 2x4. I can put a board in here and lay some of the plastic down if I want to. I can use a silicone bathtub grout, the clear silicone, and waterproof it and put a hole in it. As long as it's on a slight angle, I can get away with that. There's a couple options. I have no idea what I'm going to do yet. Building my structure, that's most important. So if I cover this up and run a board on a slight incline, remember, you only need a degree or two for water to run downhill. Water is just looking for a sense of direction. That's really all it's doing. So you give it a sense of direction, and I can run it all down here into a circulating area and really have my way with this. I'm going to put 2 more shelves underneath here because like the space. Now, down here on the bottom, keep in mind, you want your kick. You want to be able to have a kick plate here. So you might not want that shelf coming right out to the edge here where my shoe is at. You may want to come in a couple inches, kind of a toe plate or kick plate. Now that I'm looking at myself standing right up here, doesn't seem to be affecting me at all. I did want to say it to introduce it because some of you cabinet makers and making dressers and things, we always want to keep our toe plate in mind. Even on my bench, I came up and extended my top over, so that is my toe plate, so to speak. So as I'm working at my bench, I've got good back off there, so I'm not kicking with my toes my bottom platform. So this is going to work out really nice. I'm going to have room for 2-3 shelves under here, lots of utility room. It's not going to get watered on from my grinders, and you know all that spooge that comes out of there. It's By the way, somebody inquired on the previous grinder station about the grinder dust from glass. It's not compatible. If you're going to be grinding dust from Spectrum, Kokomo, Bullseye, Euroboros, these are all incompatible when you're making a paste. Good luck. I've seen the paste fired, and it's yucky gray, and depending on how much of whatever it is you're grinding, black, blue, green, mottled, clear architectural, it doesn't work. Save yourself some time. I've done it already. Just a reminder. So I'll cut another piece off of the 2x4. It'll come over here. There should be just about enough. Let's see. That brings me right here. Yeah, there'll be just about enough scrap-wise that I'll have ample room. This stuff is really sweet. You can cut it out really easy with some wire cutters, because I'll want my plug to go through that and come down the bottom, or I'll have to figure out a way of running my electrical so that it's not around the water. So I'll probably run my electrical, use a staples, the type that you use for cable. It's got a little plastic cleat. I'll make sure that I show. In fact, when we wire, we'll have to go through that anyway. And just for a reminder, the cord to your grinder is already insulated, so there's no problem with shocking and all that stuff. And your grinder up at the top too. Now, I like the water. I'm going to run probably a water pipe up here with spigots, a lot like this here. They're flexible and make obnoxious noises, and it's got a petcock here so I can turn it on and off, adjust my flow. Another really nice thing is you could use aquarium hosing with the valves, and if you've got a swivel adjustment where you can, but the hose is not, even though it's flexible, it's not going to stand still for you for the aquarium. But the valve system for aquariums is nice. So we don't know yet how we're going to handle that, but getting the infrastructure in first is first and foremost. So that's why I'm working on that. Not worried about running my vinyl down below, not at all. This will be screwed in, so nice and tight with my strips all the way around. And again, if the wood gets wet, doesn't matter. I can always replace that. I want to keep my plastic, my vinyl tight against the wall. And I'll probably throw a small 6-inch shelf, go all the way across for my grinder bits. You know how you like to keep, I have lots of grinder bits, and I like to keep them handy. Ripple bits, jeweler's bits, all those kind of bits. Of course, again, we'll be going through more in each step, getting a lot more descriptive, showing you what I'm doing. Go to Lowe's. My favorite place, I have a Lowe's close to me, so pretty much all the wood, all the vinyl, this plastic stuff, it looks like Spectrum ice, that texture. It's very pebbly, flat on the back, and everything I get supply-wise, so anybody wants to see, and these are ceiling light tiles, not ceiling tiles, the lighted tiles that goes over fluorescent lights. Everything comes from Lowe's. So howdy doody Lowe's, bumping y'all. Wish I can get some endorsements. You know how that goes. But going to do a lot of bevel clusters in my dichroic lesson plan. So I've got my bevels just to remind me up here at top. This is going to be my whole bevel wall. I'm going to do a lot of new creative stuff, so you can follow me. You can buy my kit on Etsy. It's in the store. Many of the people who've bought my kit just have said that it just raised their game, just out of this world. People will look at you differently when you've got dichroic in your pieces. And it's very creative. High energy. So anyway, getting a good look at the grinder stations, coming along really nicely. I will lock it down with a piece of trim, so we'll look at that further. And with that piece of trim, I'll come all the way around, again with the wood, doesn't matter. It's going to get crustied up. I'm fine with that. I can varnish it, and then that way it'll be waterproof and no problem. In fact, maybe I'll poly all the wood. So that might be a good look on that. I'll poly the wood before I actually put it up. And that would be advisable so you don't get it all over your plastic. So, good call, late. But no, it's coming along really nicely. And I hope you get some benefit out of this. Appreciate your comments. Everybody's been complimenting and really accommodating, so I'm really grateful for that. Hope you have a fantastic day. Give somebody a hug, let them know that they're appreciated. The mother of all psychology is self-imagery. If you feel good about hugging somebody else and making their day, that's what it's about. In knowing that that person being recognized, it's going to be huge for them. Recognize somebody. Let them know. Let them know they got the greatest smile, or their hugs are really appreciated. Just something silly, Just to let them know you're aware. Thanks a lot for watching.